What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a huge update on the Mo Salah contract talks, because the Liverpool owners FSG remain hopeful of agreeing a new long-term contract with Mohamed Salah, and we will have all the details in this video and many more Liverpool-based news. So if you are excited about this video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And also, Football Insider is reporting, and Wayne Versii is the journalist who is reporting this. A source close to Liverpool FC has told the journalist that FSG and the Liverpool club chiefs believe that Salah will eventually drop his wage demands in order to stay at Anfield and sign a huge new deal. At the moment, the offer on the table is on about £275,000 weekly wages plus bonuses and add-ons, but Salah wants around £450,000 weekly wages, so he is more in line with the biggest earners in the Premier League, which are Kevin De Bruyne and Cristiano Ronaldo. But De Bruyne earns around 400 and Cristiano Ronaldo earns around £500,000 weekly wages plus bonuses plus image rights. So Salah just wants an exorbitant amount of money, and this confidence is partly driven from FSG by the lack of viable alternatives for the Premier League's top scorer this season, both in England and in the continent. There is a huge argument that at the moment Barcelona and Real Madrid are not really in a financial situation to afford Mo Salah, to afford paying 100 million for him plus his wages, mainly because Barcelona are in a very bad financial position and Real Madrid are looking to sign Kylian Mbappe, and that will eat up most of their financial power. But I don't really believe this. I think that still, if Salah is available and if Salah is on the market, then both Barcelona and Real Madrid will move things around in order to afford Salah's wages and potentially a big signing fee. But the agent also told Fabrizio Romano that Salah will consider remaining in the Premier League, which is hugely worrying, because I think if Salah goes to Chelsea or Manchester City, that will directly hurt Liverpool's title hopes in the next 2 or 3 years, until Salah declines massively, and that would be absolutely horrendous. I think Liverpool fans will never forgive Salah if he does that. He will tarnish his reputation, he will lose his legendary status basically at Anfield, because if Salah helps Man City win a Premier League title in the next 2 or 3 years, Liverpool fans won't really forgive him. I just know that's how it works. We never really forgave Fernando Torres for going to Chelsea, even though Chelsea didn't really win the Premier League title with Torres, but they won the Champions League there, and most Liverpool fans never really forgave Fernando Torres for that. But correct me if I'm wrong, let me know what they think in the comments below. Of course, Chelsea's financial ambition is unknown in the post-Abramovich era. We don't know yet who the new owners will be. It looks like it will be an American consortium buying Chelsea, but I think Salah going to Man United is pretty much out of the question. Liverpool would never let that happen. Only if Salah runs his contract down, but even then I just don't see Salah having the balls to actually make a move to Man United. That would be just horrendous. Paris Saint-Germain, if Salah wants to earn as much money as possible, he will go to PSG, but they are playing in a very weak league. The French league, no disrespect, but it's not even on the level of the Bundesliga or the Serie A. Juventus could be an avenue that I could see happening. But at the moment, this is very worrying, because Salah, what if he doesn't want to drop his wage demands? What if he digs in and says, give me 400,000 or I'm leaving? Then Liverpool might have to be making a huge decision in the summer. And some newspapers are even claiming that Salah wants around £500,000 per week salary at Liverpool. And Salah claimed that that's not crazy given his achievements at Liverpool and given what other people earn. But you know, you can't compare Liverpool wage structure to Man City and Paris Saint-Germain, because they are supported by whole countries driven by oil, and they have billions of pounds to spend. And Man United have a bigger revenue than Liverpool, frankly, and they can afford to pay Ronaldo £500,000 per week, and even like people like Jadon Sancho he's earning like £350,000 per week. And look how little Jadon Sancho did this season. They have a completely different wage structure. For Salah to compare Liverpool's wage structure and to demand similar wages to what Paris Saint-Germain or Man City or Man United are paying their players, it's deeply flawed, because Liverpool will never be able to afford the same amount of wages. So FSG is confident that Salah will reduce his wage demands. Now that is a big gamble, and let me know, will that happen? Who will budge? Who will blink first in this contract dispute? I still think that FSG need to show Salah that we really want to keep him at Liverpool, so we need to offer him at least like 300, maybe 325, 350,000 pounds per week wages. We need to up our wage offer and show Salah that we really want to keep him. And if he even rejects that, then fair enough, maybe Salah is just too greedy, Salah just wants too high wages. What I'm hopeful is Jurgen Klopp sits down with Salah and his agent, and basically what I'm hoping is he convinces Salah to not just look at this as a money thing, look at this as your legacy. Your whole legacy at Liverpool is on the table, it's at stake. If you decide to leave, you will never be talked about as one of the biggest legends of Liverpool Football Club and one of the biggest legends in the Premier League's history, because Salah could become one of the biggest legends at Liverpool and one of the biggest legends in the Premier League if he stays at Liverpool for the next 3 or 4 years. So I really hope that Jurgen Klopp will do an intervention and convince Salah to drop his wage demands, because I think it's an ego thing, and not like Salah is desperate for the money, because his style of living, his standard of living won't really improve massively if he suddenly earns like 350 or 400k weekly wages instead of 250. He's already filthy rich, he doesn't really need the money, and Salah comes from humble beginnings in Egypt, so he should see the bigger picture. Maybe the agent is in his ear telling him that you need to earn as much as these other players are earning, so maybe it's an ego thing. And it's a risky game to be playing from a Liverpool's point of view, from an FSG point of view, because Salah is judged to be the world's leading talent, the best footballer on the planet. And yes, it's true that the potential clubs that Salah could leave for and who can afford his transfer fee and his wages is a very short list of clubs. But as one of the sides capable of genuinely challenging for top honours, it will be interesting to see to what extent this reality factors into Salah's decision making, because right now there are not many clubs stronger and more successful than Liverpool, and it's not the case of when Xabi Alonso left for Real Madrid. It's not the case when Mascherano left for Barcelona, when Luis Suarez left for Barcelona, even when Torres left Liverpool, even when Coutinho left to Barcelona. Liverpool are now in a position to regularly challenge for the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup. Every season for the next 2 or 3 years, if Salah stays, we can challenge for these trophies. And there is no guarantee that Barcelona or Real Madrid will challenge for the Champions League trophy in the next 3 years. So Salah is doing a big gamble if he leaves Liverpool. And maybe he won't win another trophy after leaving Liverpool, who knows? What is also worrying is that Mido, the former Egyptian striker in the Premier League who used to play for Tottenham and Ajax, he said that most clubs would want to sign Salah, and he said, I believe Salah will most likely leave Liverpool. He's a great player and many clubs want his services. He can play at the top level for at least another 5 years. But I don't think Mido knows anything about any inside information about the contract talks, so he's just sharing his feelings about this. And what is also worrying is that Barcelona want to do a big marquee signing in the summer, and they will probably be priced out of the Erling Haaland deal, because just Haaland would want so high wages, and also you will need to pay like 30 million to Mino Raiola, you need to pay another 20 million to Haaland's father. if you want to sign him, on top of the 75 million release clause that you need to pay for Barcelona, for Dortmund. The Sport newspaper is reporting that Barcelona are considering alternatives to their number one target Erling Haaland, and Salah would represent an amazing acquisition for Barcelona, of course, only if Liverpool fail to agree a new contract. And Salah previously said in an interview that he's a big fan of La Liga, and one day he might play for Real Madrid or Barcelona if he leaves Liverpool. But of course he's happy at Liverpool, he doesn't really want to leave. Let's hope that's the case, and let's hope that they can work out some kind of a compromise, Liverpool and Salah, and sign a new contract, because otherwise it will be devastating for Liverpool's hopes of winning a lot of major trophies still under Jurgen Klopp. And according to the Goal website, Mane is very relaxed about his contract situation as well, but already reports have begun to emerge linking him with other clubs. Without a resolution in sight, speculation is only likely to grow in the coming weeks. Of course, both Salah and Mane have business to take care of. They will play a World Cup qualifier second leg in Senegal against each other after Egypt beat Senegal 1-0. Salah hit the post in the 4th minute, and it hit the rebounded off the defender and into his own net. So Senegal scored an own goal, and that's how Egypt won 1-0. But the second leg will be very tightly contested as well. Mane had some good chances which he couldn't score, so Mane will be desperate to score and to fire his nation to the World Cup. So how do you see this contract situation playing out between Salah and Liverpool? Let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear it from you. And John Barnes, the Liverpool legend, thinks that Man City are still slight favourites for the Premier League title. He said, Man City haven't been playing badly, despite the fact they drew the other day when they should have won. I can see both teams, Man City and Liverpool, winning the vast majority of their games left this season. It's the game that they play one another which will be the decider, could be the decider. Man City are at home and they are still in the driving seat. I would make Man City the slight favourites, but Liverpool have a much better chance than they did 6 weeks ago. The international break will not mean that Liverpool won't go into their next fixture with any momentum. Liverpool have a very strong squad to compete at all levels in all competitions, but both Liverpool and Man City are playing consistently well, and it will go down to the wire probably, maybe potentially to the last day. It's possible, but unlikely that Liverpool will win the quadruple. There is still a long way to go in the Champions League, in the FA Cup against Man City in the semi-finals. To expect it to happen is unrealistic, but the good thing for Liverpool is that they are in with a chance, and Liverpool will go all guns blazing to try and secure as many trophies as possible. And let's just enjoy this season, and hopefully Liverpool will pick up another trophy between now and the end of the season, because we will still have Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, Bobby Firmino, Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, potentially the best, most lethal attacking force in world football. And I really hope that next season we start with the same 5 players and we keep all of them, at least for the next season. I think one of them will leave at least in 2023 because of the contract situation. But the big question is, the $1 million question, who will that player be? Let's hope it's not Mo Salah. I think Liverpool can't replace Salah with anybody else. We can replace Mane's numbers, we can replace Firmino's numbers, but Salah's influence on this team is immeasurable, and he's such a brilliant player, and he's also an absolutely incredible goal machine. This is his best season so far at Liverpool, maybe apart from his first season where he scored 44 goals. Since Salah came back from the Africa Cup of Nations, his goal scoring has started a little bit to cool down, but he's still a brilliant player, and I think he still will score a lot of goals between now and the end of the season. Hopefully he picks up no injuries on international duty. And I also want to share another pundit's opinion on the title race, Paul Dickov. He said, I still think it's in Man City's hands for me. If it was the other way around, then I would be saying the same thing, but I would rather have the points on the board. Even though Liverpool have won their game in hand, Man City are still top by a point Everyone is speaking about this game at the Etihad in a few weeks' time, and I have to admit I'm looking forward to that one already. But I do think both teams will drop points between now and the end of the season. It's going to be so difficult for both teams to compete in Europe, the FA Cup, the Premier League. For either team to win every game is really difficult. We have seen with Man City the other night dropping points at Crystal Palace, which could turn out to be a decent point at the end of the season. There are so many difficult games that I don't believe that one game at the Etihad will define it. I think there is still a lot more twists and turns to come. They will be two favourites for the Champions League, and it's a difficult one to choose because on their day, these two sides are the best teams in Europe. Over two legs, I would fancy Man City against anybody, but I think when it comes down to the final and Liverpool are in it, then they are such a talented but difficult team to play against. You've got to look at Bayern Munich as well. I wouldn't rule out Real Madrid after that performance against PSG, which was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. I know Liverpool have strengthened, but I just look at Man City's squad without trying to put my blue-tinted glasses on. They are getting closer and closer. Last year was a big blow, losing to Chelsea in the final. The season before they lost out to Lyon. You can see that the hurt of these results drives them on further to go that one step beyond and win the Holy Grail, win the Champions League. The hurt they have from that final will still be there, and these players will be desperate to go on and win the Champions League. Both sides will need a little bit of luck along the way. With the number of competitions they are fighting in, sometimes you can be the best team, but if you don't have that bit of luck, then it might not happen. If I have to put my neck on the line, then I would go with Man City just. But Liverpool at the minute, the momentum they've got and how they are playing, they are a fantastic team. Man City's squad depth and quality just edges it for me. I would ask Mo Salah what he wanted, put the paper in front of him and let him sign. This season, he has been the best player in the world. He has been absolutely outstanding. That's not even looking at just this season. His record since joining Liverpool is ridiculous with his goals, assists, and what he does for that team. I think it's imperative they give him a new contract. If Mo Salah left Liverpool, never mind to potentially another Premier League team, but to anywhere, then I think it sends out the wrong message. The rise that Liverpool have been on since Jurgen Klopp arrived, it would be a massive blow if they lost Salah, because he is one of, if not the best player in the world at the minute. I think they've got to do everything they can to try and keep him, and he said he wants to stay. Within reason, you would think that it would be sorted out. I just worry that the longer it goes on, you start to question why Salah hasn't signed, because it should have been done at the start of the season. And that's a very, very good analysis of the situation by Paul Dickov. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these videos. It has been a lot of fun to make these videos for you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice Sunday. See you later. Good night.